Hey everybody, welcome back to Harris Family Adventures. All right, we are in downtown Lincoln because this is an adventure of going to the Nebraska football spring game. So this is like a big scrimmage. It's become a family tradition. We go every single year. A lot of years it actually is sold out. We don't have a ton of sports going on here in Nebraska, but we do have football. So I would recommend getting onto, if you're going to a game, getting onto the Lincoln parking website, and you can buy a parking spot at one of our parking garages beforehand. It's usually about the same price, but then you're guaranteed a spot because especially on actual game days, they're hard to find. We started our day pretty early in the morning. The game was until 1, but we got down there about 9:45 because Reese loves walking around campus of the University of Nebraska, especially in the Union. So that was where we headed first. It's just beautiful in the spring with all of the trees, flowering, everything. So this is one of the entrances to the Union. This is actually the older entrance on the south side. You can see there's not a lot of people. You guys, like an hour or two later, this place was hopping. It was so busy. It was hard to find a table or chairs. And it's available for anyone to go into. You don't need your ID card or anything like that. It is open to the public. There's a Chick-fil-A, and you can see a Steak and Shake. There's also a Valentino's and a Subway and a Chinese place around the corner. There's also a Starbucks as well. So it smells delightful in here. If you don't know what Valentino's is, I'll talk a little bit more about it when we get to the stadium. But it's pizza. It's kind of a Midwest tradition, and it is delicious. So good. So you can see that's where the other eateries are. They're pretty close all together. And again, this is a great place to go before or after a game. It's open. It's available for the public to walk around. They have really nice bathrooms, lots of places to just sit and relax. It doesn't cost anything. There's a store down in the basement. Upstairs is mostly just conference rooms. So the main floor is mostly the hangout area, but we always like to go downstairs to the store, and they have there's some dress shirts that cost $180 here, but they usually have some things on sale or on clearance. So today it was long sleeve shirts for $20 and hooded sweatshirts for $35. So not terrible. This is also the bookstore, so students come here to get their textbooks that they need an actual hard copy of. They also do have things here like mini pom-poms and basketballs and footballs. They also have clear bags. So we do have clear bag policy here on campus, so kind of know that going into it. But if you get to the campus and you're like, oh, we forgot a clear bag, you can grab one there. So you can see they have the seat protector things there, lots of different things. And yes, it's probably more expensive. Like a poncho here is $7, so that's more expensive, but if you're there and you need one, I think this bag I zoomed in, it was $20. So honestly, not terrible at all. And yes, we do have clear bag policies at all of our arenas. This is sitting inside at just one of the little spaces that they have with a comfy couch. You can see the fountain out there. I was surprised the fountain was going because we were still having some below freezing temperatures. And in the summer, oh, there goes a siren. In the summertime, people do kind of wade in there. They say not to, but you can. Then we started our walk down to campus after we'd had Subway for breakfast. Again, it's just beautiful. If you guys come on a football Saturday, just know everyone is wearing red and downtown is completely packed. I thought that's how it was everywhere that they were having games, but then I had friends come from other universities. They're like, no, not everyone wears the school colors on a game day, but here, everyone wears red. And I always like walking around campus. Justin and I, as well as my parents, all went to the University of Nebraska at Lincoln for our undergraduate, and me for my graduate as well. Then we walked, I think I'm going to leave the sound on a little bit here. You can see you can hear and see the band warming up. So they oftentimes will gather outside of the music hall. You can find that on a map. And then they will walk to campus. It wasn't the full band since it was spring practice and they weren't in their uniforms. They didn't do the traditional walk, but they're playing the Husker fight song, so you always gotta love that. Something to know about Memorial Stadium is they're always adding on, so you can see a section there that they're adding to. This was about 45 minutes before a spring practice, you guys. That's how seriously we take it. And of course, the Husker walk, here it is. So I had hoped that I could leave this song in. It's serious. It's that, everybody knows it. But unfortunately, it has been copyrighted. So I will just talk you through what this is. So this big screen was one of the first big screens that was in a college stadium. And when they introduced it, they decided to really up the production value. They always have a new video every year. They usually show, spots around Nebraska and that type of thing. And it is just such a cool moment. That cool doesn't seem suffice to say, but yeah, it's just such a cool moment. The whole crowd comes together. Everybody's eyes are on there. Of course, they've adapted and changed things over time. So you'll see at the end that they do some fireworks with it. But yeah, they show always a new video. Everybody's always excited to see what the new video is every year. And then they eventually will move to our locker room, and then you can see the athletes starting to come out, and you see them walking down. There's the fireworks. You see them walking down the tunnel, and so it is called the tunnel walk. I mean, right now, even it kind of gives me goosebumps. I would not recommend missing this. Like, get there early. If you have to go to the bathroom, get to your seats and then go to the bathroom so that you can see this. It is a really cool thing to witness, especially when you can hear the music behind it, but YouTube doesn't like that. Usually the band is also on the field, and they kind of make like a walkway for them. So there's just the Husker crowd, and everybody is getting excited for this spring game. Now, fun note, in August, we will actually be back for a volleyball game. So we've sold over, Nebraska has sold over 85,000 tickets so far for the volleyball game, and we did manage to snag some. So that is very exciting. We will be sitting actually in North Stadium, which is the stadium you can see. But yep, there you see them walking down the tunnel, more fireworks, and then eventually they'll flip to, there you see him hitting it. It's a horseshoe. So we have a horseshoe hanging there. I mean, let's be honest, guys, it hasn't brought us great luck in the last couple of decades, but you gotta try. You can't walk under a horseshoe and not hit it. Give yourself a little bit of an advantage over the others. So that pretty much wraps up the tunnel walk. It's a couple minutes long. Again, highly recommend. If you want to go and stand underneath, you can try to shake or hit their hands as they walk through. I've never done that. So that pretty much wraps it up. It's a big tradition. It's even bigger on actual game days. Okay, I've paused this here. This is the concessions that were available, and these will be available on game days. Valentino's pizza is $6. A runza is like a ground beef cabbage inside of a dough. So good. That's $6. Those are the things I would recommend. Get those things when you come to a game. And then this was at halftime. This is the last clip I took. One of our former coaches was honored. You guys, if you've heard it, it's true. It does become a sea of red. It is so fun to go to a Husker game. If you have the chance, come. If you have any other questions, as somebody who's been going to games for most of my 40 years, be sure to leave them down below. I would be happy to answer any of the questions that I can. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget